This segment of ScentBlocker Most Wanted is brought to you by the Whitetail Institute of North America. Deer nutrition is all we do. And by...
Now, on properties that we can personally manage ourselves in the Midwest, we practice what's called selective doe harvest. And that's where, when we can, if we're going to shoot a doe, we try and take a mature nanny out of the herd. These old girls have been around a long time, and we feel that this is really, when you can make that choice, the healthiest way to manage your deer herd and let the younger does coming up replenish your population. In some places in this country, the deer are so thick, it's best to kill as many does as you can until you get the population under control. One example of this is the Turley Ranch in Oklahoma. This is a working cattle ranch that covers almost 25,000 acres. When we first started hunting this ranch, we were stunned by the numbers of deer that live on this ranch. You know, there were days that there were actually hundreds of does in those wheat fields every day. Now, there were plenty of big mature bucks, but the ratio of does to bucks was unsustainable. Well, here it is, real late season, but early in the year, as they say. Down here in northwest Oklahoma, Turley Ranch, last week of the bow season. We just had a little bit of freezing rain come in here this morning. Stands are slippery, roads are slippery. I'm glad I got my new spider vest on. But it is cold. It's in the teens right now. Gonna get down near 0 tonight. Deer have been on these turnips and wheat right here. What's left of it. They've really got it ate down. But there's a lot of deer using this field yet, so we're right here in a pinch where they come through. We'll see what happens. Well, back in 2011, after talking it over with ranch manager Tony Sumter, I spent a week at the Turley Ranch just hunting does. Doe management 101. Shoot them in the heart. Well, that's one thing they've got down here is big time numbers of deer. And hunting on this ranch is to benefit the wildlife, and part of that here is by taking these antlerless deer. And I'm gonna do my part. I think you can shoot 3, and my goal is to shoot 3 does before I get out of here if I can get her done. So we got one down. We're gonna take her to the house and get her worked up and stuff and get back at it this afternoon. If you look right here at the sign, well, this is a central station right here. Tracks coming from every direction. Nice little geographical features right here. Deer headed to this wheat. Definite rub lines, scrapes. As we always talk about, there's not a lot of good trees down here.
but we are going to try and figure out how to make this one here work. So I'm going to run over here to the truck and get some sticks, a stand and a saw, and we're going to try and figure out how to make this work.
With temperatures finally rising, I thought the deer would be heading to these wheat fields closer to dark, but I was pleasantly surprised by what I saw as soon as I got into my new stand set.
Well, if you can't kill a big buck, let's get something to eat. That's what I'm talking about.
This segment of ScentBlocker Most Wanted has been brought to you by IQ. Center the dot for the perfect shot. Block Black. One tough target. Glendale, because there's only one chance at a big buck. ScentBlocker Most Wanted has been brought to you by Winchester Rifles and Shotguns. Diamondback Truck Covers. It's your truck. Use it. Gilbreth's Taxidermy, the official taxidermist of ScentBlocker Most Wanted.
That year I took my allotment of 3 does, trying to do my part in herd management. And each year we go back, we all try and do our part and harvest our does, along with trying to get that buck. The Turley Ranch has an extensive management program for wildlife of all types on their ranch. They also feel that they shouldn't shoot predators such as coyotes and bobcats because they need their added predatory nature applied to their deer management goals. So you can't hunt predators at Turley Ranch. However, you can look at them. I've always got a predator call my backpack. And one day I sit down, the deer hunt was over, and I thought, let's turn this thing on and just see what comes. I figured we'd get overrun by some coyotes because you hear them constantly, day and night. But I looked up, and here came a giant bobcat. We're in National Geographic mode. We are not going to shoot this bobcat. But anytime I can ever see one, I am just mesmerized by him. But what I can show you, if you're somebody who wants to be a predator hunter, is just how these cats act in a real scenario. He came straight in at us and come right to this barbed wire fence and disappeared. I mean, I was staring intently out there to find out where's he at, where is he coming from, and I never did see him. Finally, my camera operator, who's situated to my left, and the wind is blowing from me to him, finally gets my attention to turn around and look. And here's this big male cat in there creeping and crawling, stalking into his position. He is ready to take a dying rabbit away from somebody. Now, just look at the expression on his face. He thinks he is one mean hombre. He is ready to kill, to eat. Until he realizes he is sneaking up on us, and watch the expression on his face change from I am one bad guy to ooh, I want my mommy. Hey, thanks for watching our show this week on deer management. If you have any personal questions about your own deer management situation, there's a lot of help out there. Like one, the Quality Deer Management Association has an unbelievable amount of information out there on that very subject. Or you might contact your own state's conservation department to get a handle on your own deer management needs. From the rest of the ScentBlocker's Most Wanted team, I'm Larry Woodward, and we'll see you right here next week with more ScentBlocker's Most Wanted.